You staring at Alaric wasn't just some baseless gossip, Dion said, smirking knowingly. The way you stared at him was so intense. I swear the sparks in your eyes could have rivaled Alaric's own thunderbolts. A blush crept up Violet's face. She couldn't exactly deny it, not with the photographic evidence. The Oracle had somehow snapped a pic of her staring at Alaric while he was dozing in class. But she'd only looked because he was undeniably cute at that moment. Unfortunately, the gossip column had twisted her innocent admiration into something more. And to make matters worse, how dare that coward, hiding behind their keyboard, suggest she had any interest in Griffin? She'd sooner eat a bug than have anything to do with that jerk. Plus, Dion continued, the amusement fading from his face, nobody knows who the Oracle is. We don't even try to find out. Why assume the Oracle is a her? Could be a him, for all you know. Violet interrupted. The tone of the articles is feminine, like gossip between girls, so we assume it's a she, Dion replied. Could be a disguise, a trick to throw people off their trail if anyone tries to find them, Violet reasoned. Whether the Oracle is a he or a she, the point is, no one searches for the Oracle. The Oracle finds you. They're a collector of information, meaning they probably have secrets on everyone here. Dangerous enemy or powerful ally, depends on which side you want them on, Dion explained. Violet snorted. They don't scare me. I don't have secrets. Dion frowned. Don't push your luck. The Oracle has sources everywhere. Getting info is like taking candy from a baby for them. Look what happened today. They don't need some dark secret to turn your life upside down. Dion's warning sank in, but Violet's mind was already racing. So they might be able to find my parents then? She asked. What? Dion looked confused. That's the only secret I have. If it even is a secret, Violet replied. I'm sure the second Asher pulled my records, he found out I was adopted. About that, I don't know, Dion said, uncertain. See? Violet shrugged, making her point. They can't find everything. I don't have some incriminating secret like the rest of you. It's the people with the most to lose who have too many secrets to cover. Dion groaned, rubbing his hand down his face. You're way too stubborn for your good. Violet smirked. I prefer difficult to convince. They both laughed. And Violet realized she was actually enjoying Dion's company more than she'd expected. But then Dion said, almost out of the blue, the Cardinal Alphas all had girls, you know, taking care of their needs before you showed up. The comment was so unexpected that Violet, still riding high from their joke, felt her smile disappear. He continued, his voice turning serious. What do you think these girls are going to do when some purple-haired chick comes out of nowhere and steals their guys? Some of them were already picturing a future with these alphas after graduation. Violet's throat suddenly went dry. She swallowed before saying, I'm not interested in their alphas. That's not what they think, Dion replied. He leaned closer, his eyes fixed on hers like he was looking right through her. And besides, feelings can change. For some reason, Violet's heart started racing, and she felt exposed under Dion's intense stare. No matter how much she wanted to deny it, she knew he was right. Feelings do change. Asher was definitely getting under her skin. She still hated Griffin, but she couldn't help but wonder about his wolf side. And then there was Alaric, whom she just might have a little crush on. Crap, this was getting messy. Desperate for a distraction, Violet's eyes landed on Alice. It was weird for Alice, usually a total chatterbox, to be so quiet. And from the looks of it, she was furiously texting on her phone. Without warning, Violet snatched the phone from Alice's hands. Alice's eyes went wide with shock. No, don't, Violet! Don't look at the comments! She yelled, panicked. But that's exactly what Violet did. And from the looks of things, it seemed that Alice had been using a fake account to defend herself under the Oracle's post. Instantly, Violet's stomach dropped. If Alice was using fake accounts, who knew how many to post nice things about her? Then the situation was way worse than she'd thought. With a sinking feeling, Violet took a deep breath and clicked on the comment section, bracing herself. At Lunar Queen. Here we go again with another human trying to play in the big leagues. Stay in your lane, Violet. At Wolf Lily. Did someone say Alaric and staring? Okay, but honestly, who wouldn't? The Lightning Prince is a total hottie. At Moonlit Maven. Top 20 on day 1? That's insane. She must be cheating. At Asher Fan for Life. Don't touch my man, Violet. He's already taken by me. At Fangirl Central. Not Violet stealing the spotlight and the boys all at once. Total player. At Luna Queen. Savannah will always be our queen. This Violet storm will blow over. At Wolfpack T. If hate's a thin line, Violet and Griffin are practically making out on it. Violet's fingers tightened around the phone as she scrolled through the comments, her pulse hammering in her ears. Each word felt like a punch, twisting the truth into something ugly. Was this really how everyone saw her? A social climber? A player? Someone who didn't belong? It didn't matter that she hadn't asked for any of this. The attention, the drama, it had been thrust upon her from the moment she stepped into Lunaris Academy. A lump formed in her throat as she read the comment about Griffin. It made her skin crawl. The idea of her and him? Absolutely ridiculous. But the worst part was how easily rumors took hold. They didn't need facts, just whispers and assumptions. And suddenly they became truth in everyone's eyes. And then there was Alice, sweet, loyal Alice, creating fake accounts to shield Violet from the worst of it. That made Violet's stomach drop even further. If Alice felt the need to defend her like this, then things had already spiraled beyond her control. You shouldn't take it to heart. Alice tried to console the shell-shocked Violet after she read every single comment under the Oracle's post. They think I'm a... Violet said numbly, turning to Alice. They've already made up their minds about me. Like mother, like daughter. That's probably what they're all thinking right now. She chuckled, mirthlessly. Alice gave Violet a concerned look, then turned to Dion, hoping he might offer a solution. However, he simply shrugged. This wasn't his area of expertise. With a note of frustration, Alice reached out and took Violet's hands in hers. They're just jealous of you. Besides, she straightened up. It's not exactly unheard of to date 2 or more werewolves. Back in the day, according to the old texts, their moon goddess blessed them with multiple mates. In other words, you're not a Violet. But instead of relieving her, those words only further traumatized Violet. Why in the world would she want 4 mates? Especially those 4 jerks. That was a death sentence, plain and simple. Plus, how did the moon goddess blessing people with more than 1 mate have anything to do with her situation? Dion seemed to think the same because he leaned in and whispered to Alice. I think this is the point where you stop talking. You're not making things better. He swore the girl could be clueless sometimes. Don't be sad, Violet. Alice pouted, giving her a sympathetic look. I'm not sad. I wouldn't even care enough to be sad. People can believe whatever they want. It just took me by surprise, that's all, Violet said with a smile. But Alice and Dion saw through her act, even though they didn't call her out on it. Violet might pretend to be tough, but she was still human, and hurt like any other girl. As if to further prove she was okay, Violet grabbed her fork and dug into her now cold macaroni and cheese, along with a few other cold and half-eaten dishes. Deep down, she knew the food would be wasted. Coming from a poor background, Violet hated nothing more than wasting food, especially now when it was so plentiful. But what could she do? Even as she swallowed, she couldn't taste anything, having completely lost her appetite. The table fell into an awkward silence as they ate, until Dion lifted his head and seemed to stare at something intently, his brows furrowed in confusion. He muttered, "Isn't that your boyfriend, Violet? Also, why is he coming our way looking like that?" Even without a name being mentioned, Violet knew instinctively who it was. And when she turned, there he was, Asher freaking Nightshade. But Violet's expression didn't show anger over his earlier actions. Instead, she looked bewildered. What on earth was going on? Asher was still in his sports gear from earlier, but it was now bloodied and torn in several places. But that wasn't all. The Cardinal Alpha of the West was covered in dirt from head to toe, evidence of his brutal fight with Griffin's wolf form. His appearance was unsettling. His lip was busted, his face marred with cuts, and both eyes were blackened. But even with the severity of his injuries, his body was already beginning to heal. Minor wounds had already vanished, and the deeper gashes were slowly closing up, all thanks to his superior alpha healing abilities. Still, his disheveled, bloodied appearance unnerved anyone who looked at him. He was walking towards them, causing a sudden tension to swell in the air. Violet couldn't deny it. Asher looked intimidating with all the blood streaks, the torn clothes, and the wild look in his eyes. It was enough to send anyone running. But she was furious, and an angry Violet was a fearless one. And maybe Asher knew that, because he stopped a few feet away. His eyes locked on Violet. He didn't say a word. He just crooked a finger, beckoning her over like she was a dog he'd called. What the? Violet clenched her jaw. Who did this jerk think he was? The nerve! Her blood boiled at his arrogance. Her chest felt tight. But even with her death stare, Asher just tilted his head, waiting for her to come to him. Violet scoffed, like she'd ever do what he wanted. No way, not today, not ever. With a sickly, sweet, defiant smile, Violet turned her back on Asher. It was a huge insult to turn your back on a werewolf, especially an alpha like Asher. But Violet didn't care. Let him stew. Let him throw a fit. He could rot for all she cared. She took a deep breath, trying to ignore the stares of the other students, their eyes wide at her boldness. She knew what it meant to defy an alpha, especially a psycho like Asher. It was risky, but she did it anyway, standing her ground. Maybe she was asking for trouble, or maybe she just liked pushing buttons. Honestly, Violet had no clue what had gotten into her. What was making her play this dangerous game with Asher? He just got under her skin so much that she lost all sense. With her back to him, her heart pounding, Violet half expected Asher to charge after her. But the seconds ticked by silently. She didn't dare look back. She wouldn't give him the satisfaction. Plus, she was scared to see what he was doing. Asher both thrilled and terrified her. Then she heard a low growl behind her, barely there, the kind that would make anyone's skin crawl. But Violet held her head high, refusing to be intimidated, even as she felt a warm body press against her back and hands slide around her waist.
Hey amazing viewers, it's Voilette here. Thanks for sticking with us. By the time of the release of this video, only 3.1% of our viewers have joined the party by subscribing, and 96.9% of you might miss out on our next mind-blowing video. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and join the exclusive club.